Hello quad pilots, today we're going to do a short video on installing an option cable on your Phantom 2, DJI Phantom 2. And the option cable is required when you install the video downlink module or the OSD module. The OSD module is for on-screen display, basically injects the telemetry information into the video downstream for live on-screen display. If you add these options at a later date, you'll need to purchase a cable, and we have that cable right here. This cable is from GotHeliRC. This cable is $12.99, and there's two versions of this cable. This is the version that handles both video and OSD. There's another cable available that handles just video, and it does not have this connector right here. This connector is for OSD, and that other cable is $11.99. But I would recommend that if you at a later date think you might want to install OSD, I would definitely purchase this $12.99 cable and then just tie wrap this back, keep it out of the way until you install that option. So what we will do now is go over the removal of the top, the lid of the DJI Phantom. And I've already removed the screws, but I will show you where they go. Once we pull the cover, I'll show you where they're actually installed. The screws, and you'll need two tools for this, the number 0 Phillips. The number 0 Phillips are on the tip of each arm, so you remove those. And there are 2.0 millimeter screws here, here, and here. So you'll remove all of those, and don't worry about placing them where they went, and I'll show you why, because they are different sizes, which is good. One important thing about the removal and install of the cover is the compass. The compass connector is at the back towards the battery, but the connection on the actual cover, the lid, is forward. It will always be forward. So it's important when you're reinstalling this compass, this lid, not to orient it 90 or 100 degrees off, or that'll throw off your compass. So we'll go over that again on the reinstallation of the lid. So I'm going to remove that. And here are the cover screws. These are the Phillips right here, the number 0 Phillips. And these are the 2.0 millimeter Allens here, here, and here. The good thing is these three are a different size than this Phillips, so you can't mix up the screws. So just pull them all out and put them in a pile for later, and then we'll carefully make sure this is oriented correctly, the compass, during the reinstallation. So the cable only has one connection that goes inside the Phantom, and that is the camera connection, which is this one right here. So what we'll do is go ahead and flip the Phantom over, and you'll notice aft at the back there's two holes for cable installation. We'll go ahead and pick the hole closest to the OSD module, and I'll just insert just the camera connector and nothing else. And again, this is the camera connection right here. If you have no camera, no gimbal, there'll be nothing there, but it is labeled CAM, so it will be easy to find. The other thing is, it is keyed, so you can't install it backwards. So I'll go ahead and install this cable, and you will hear a click, so you'll know it's correct. And what we'll do later on during the cleanup process is I'll pull some of this back through just to clean it up. But now we'll go ahead and install the video downlink signal, video power, and OSD connections. So the OSD connection is also keyed. You'll see two small tabs, and it only goes in one way. And we'll go ahead and clean this up at the end. This is the actual video signal right here. So we'll put this in the video signal connector, and it's keyed and it will click. So once you install this, it won't pull out. Power for video, install that. And what we'll do is pull as much of this back through as we can. Now it will require, because this cable is a little too long, is you'll have to tie wrap these cables down. Something like this, which you can do as part of the final cleanup process. And you'll have a little bit of excess cable in here, and I'd also recommend tie wrapping that down. For now I'm just going to set it in here, but you'll want to tie wrap that. Okay, so for the most part your cable installation is done, and now comes the part of reorienting the compass. I want to make sure that's correct. So this is where the decals go on the Phantom DJI. That will be forward. And this is keyed, compass is keyed, and the compass connection to the lid will be pointing forward. So you know you've got that right. And then at this point we would go ahead and reinstall all the screws. And I've removed my gimbal at this stage just to make it easier to see this installation on the video. But the gimbal assembly, this gimbal assembly is also from GotHeliRC. And it has two connections. The connection to the actual gimbal goes to the module right here. And then on the gimbal itself, you'll find a connection that goes to your GoPro. So there's many versions of these gimbals available, and they all install slightly different. But this one just inserts right on the stabilized rubber mounts. And there's clips right here that clip it in. So however your gimbal installs, you'll reinstall the gimbal, reinstall your GoPro, and reinstall these screws. Make sure these are all tight again, and you will be done. You should have video downlink and OSD on-screen display. That's it for this time, and we'll talk to you later, quad pilots.